The Batman is one of the most anticipated movies, guys, or comic book movies, I should say, in recent times, and I think that we're all very excited about it. And I think that what really comes down to, though, even though we're excited to check out this newest, edition of the Batman franchise, I think there's still a lot of question marks here. That being Matt Reeves directing a big time, blockbuster comic book superhero, one of the most iconic superheroes at the very least. And then on top of that, Robert Pattinson playing as the Dark Knight. That's another big question mark as well. But all in all, regardless of all of the different question marks surrounding this movie, I think that I can probably say with confidence that most people are still going to check out this movie nonetheless. So I want to talk about, in this first segment of the show, where is the Batman at this point, guys? Kind of talk about, where it is. Is it going to be pushed back even further than its current release date? What is the status of it? And what could this, movie potentially be about? So let's talk about it. So guys, the Batman is slated for October 1st of 2021. It's been, pushed back, and it's possibly going to get pushed back once again due to the pandemic going on in our world. And look, 2021, that's still, you're going on 2 years away, but at the same time, this is a movie that I think, because of the scope of it and how big this, needs to be for Warner Brothers, I think that they want to make sure that there's plenty of time for marketing purposes, for just getting the movie finished and completely wrapped up. So October 1st, 2021 probably is a good idea that it was kind of pushed back to that point, simply because they'll have plenty of time when everything kind of goes back to some form of normalcy to kind of finish filming the movie, and then of course go into, post-production, and then of course marketing and things of that nature. So here's the thing though. Lots of movies have been pushed back. That's in 2020 as well as 2021, and we're probably going to start seeing that more and more. More and more movies are going to be pushed back for a number of reasons. Number one being, just that, are the movie theaters going to be allowed to bring, have, audiences? And if they do, are they going to be, are they going to be able to fill up the auditoriums, or are they going to be like half capacity, or people going to have to be between one another? And we've talked about this ad nauseum at this point, guys. Lots of these movies that are going to be coming out may, suffer from, okay, we're going to only be able to sell half of an auditorium at one showing. So that's going to make the movie prices skyrocket, or at least the ticket prices skyrocket. And so a lot of people may not even want to go to the movies, and that might also force some of these movies that would normally be big blockbusters going to the movie theaters to go straight to streaming services, because it'll cut down on costs. They'll cut out the middleman, that being the movie theaters, and then of course the studios will be able to make that money in the subscribers and such, even though they may take heavy losses on that, at least at first. But that's, we'll kind of get into that later on in the show, guys. But I think with the Batman in particular, this movie certainly is still going to be coming out, guys. I know there's been a lot of delays here. Robert Pattinson as Batman, I have my doubts, but at the same time, he might surprise everyone. I mean, Ben Affleck, I think, playing as the Batman would have been really great. I think it would have been awesome to have a solo Batman based around Ben Affleck as the character. But Robert Pattinson, Matt Reeves, these two kind of working hand in hand. Matt Reeves, of course, guys, has done, movies like Rise of the Planet of the Apes, and, he's actually a really great director. So I'm excited to see what he does with this. But I think that, Robert Pattinson is probably my biggest question mark, if anything. And the story, most likely, guys, it sounds like, there's going to be like the Penguin, the Riddler. There's going to be a number of other villains in this movie, which I think is going to be really interesting. The Batmobile looks like something straight out of Cyberpunk 2077, and you've got, a number of the cast seems really great, other than Robert Pattinson is the only one I'm kind of like got a big question mark about. But all in all, guys, I think people are really excited about this. But the question is I think this movie is definitely still going to come out most likely in 2021. But if it doesn't, it might get pushed, to 2022. Because look, they've already pushed it all the way to October of 2021. So that's pretty close to 2022. So, I'm hoping that they don't have to keep pushing it back. But I feel like if they have to keep doing that, they may not even release it in theaters. They may just have it go straight to a streaming service, which would be a very strange ordeal. Because I feel like something like the Batman needs to be experienced in the theaters. But who knows, guys, with everything going on right now, things are changing rapidly. I mean, and that's something that's obviously happening at this point. But the Batman, guys, as to where it is right now, it's, you know, put on somewhat of a hiatus, and I think that you got to kind of take the October 1st, 2021 release date at this point with a pinch of salt, just because I think there's a chance that Warner Brothers decides to push it back even further, depending on what happens, right? We're hoping that there's a vaccine that comes out at some point in 2021. I mean, even later in 2020 would be great, but it doesn't sound like that's going to be realistic. So if you go to 2021 and you get a vaccine, maybe things go back to some form of normalcy after all of this shapes up, but so much can happen, guys. I mean, we just don't know. So at the end of the day, I'm hoping that we get to experience the Batman in theaters with like a full audience, be able to experience it all together. But if not, I mean, they might just say, let's pull it from the release schedule, let's release it on a streaming service, and then kind of go from there. But it'll be interesting, to say the least, guys, and I would love to hear what you guys think in the comment section below about the Batman. Do you think they're going to be able to stick with the October 1st, 2021 release date, or you think it's going to get pushed back even further? And what are you most excited to see in the Batman? Let me know, like I said, in the comment section below. And for more The Batman content and videos, stay here with Zero TV.